Guys, Mark Crossfield here. I've got my GC2 HMT on the floor here, also my body track mat to measure how I'm pushing on the ground, and I'm going to show you how I use all this tech to maybe deliver some of the most feel-based lessons I've ever done. And we're going to talk about delivering the lie of the club, something that so many of you are not even working into your practice or into your swing ideas as you all start, if you're out there trying to train the perfect takeaway or follow through or all the rest of it. I'll show you what I mean. Let's get stuck in. So we're going to talk about delivering the lie of the club. Now everything I'm talking about here is experience I've had with students or using measuring devices, and with them having already coming into a lesson with custom fit clubs. So we're not talking about custom fit clubs here per se. They've got clubs which are custom fit for them. So look, I'm going to hit a shot from a very sterile environment, if you like, flat lie, indoors, hitting outdoors, no wind, no rain. I'm just going to hit a shot and see what I can deliver. Caught it near the bottom of the club, nearly at target, but I'm delivering my lie there 1.3 degrees toe ended up. So my lie was 1.3 degrees toe end in the air. I can hit one more so I can get my strike a little better. Again, slightly bottomy, but it'll do, it's up there. And my lie there has been delivered 0.0, which my clubs are custom fit for me. I'm often in the zeros with my delivery of the club. So that means the club is hitting the ground flat on the floor. It's not toe-ended in the air or heel-ended down. Now, when you play golf on a golf course, you're not always on a flat lie. So I'm now going to hit from these balance balls. Now my club head speed on those last shots was 88 miles an hour. So I'm very much above this ball. I'm also quite unstable because they're spongy. So I feel like I'm going to fall over, which I nearly did. And I'm going to try and deliver some numbers. I'm going to try and hit target. Pretty much hit target, kept my balance. Club head speed 88 miles an hour. And I've delivered the lie there at 0.4. So I've delivered the lie from a very different lie. So much more above the feet or ball below my feet, I'm above the ball. I've delivered the lie back at 0. So I've been able to counteract the unstable surface, not only through its lie, but the fact they're physically unstable, and still deliver the sweet spot, strikes pretty much the same, a little bit more towards the center in fact, and deliver the lie. Now that dynamic skill is something that helps me play golf, helps me on a golf course. Now I teach lots of people measure their pressure on the mat here. When I hit a shot on the mat, my pressure is relatively sensible the way it's moving. I measure some people and their pressures are literally just dancing around. So where they're pushing on the mat, think of it, you could think of it as their weight distribution, as their swing, dancing around on the mat on a flat, sterile environment. And I say to them, you know, you go and play golf, it's not going to be like this, it's going to be all over the place. If we can't get you controlling how you push on the ground when it's controlled, how are you going to do it when it's not controlled out there on the course? And it kind of gets them to start to think, which is why I do it, which I love, to stop thinking about maybe hitting some perfect positions and start thinking about delivering the club to the ball in some dynamic situations. Now this is a skill that I see amongst good players across the world. So if I get a handicap golfer in, or someone who's, say, a newer golfer, this is a skill they don't possess, but they seem to have a lot of knowledge over the grip and where the correct ball position is and where is on plane or off plane, whatever that means. But they have no idea that even lie is a measurement that can change the way the ball flies. Because hopefully by now you know that if the lie of the club isn't flat on the ground as it hits the ball, it's going to point the loft in different directions subject to the loft on the club. So the more I toe end the club up, the more ball's going to go left. The more I toe end the club down, the more inferior it's going to go to the right. So if you imagine on your slopey lies out on the golf course, you've got to be able to control that delivery or understand which way the ball is going to go from those different lies, which I just did from that unstable surface there. So the way you're pushing in the ground, the way you're using the ground, the way you're using the ground to deliver the sweet spot of the club is one of the major skills that I see amongst good players, like I say, the world over. Amateur golfers, it's a major skill I see them not being able to perform through lessons from people from all around the world. And it's a skill that they're not even really aware that they should be practicing. So there lies the fundamental error. Me as a golf coach and many out there, how we've failed maybe over the years to not get you to understand that delivering the club in dynamic situations is more important, I would say, than hitting the perfect positions. So ways you could practice this. You could bring things to your range sessions. These weren't massively expensive, and hit shots off them. You could hit shots from different parts of the mat, 1 foot below, 1 foot above, maybe slightly off the mat. I've practiced on ranges for fun, hitting off the concrete. I wouldn't advise that, but I can pick balls off the concrete as much as I can. Maybe putting the balls on different tees. Even hitting shots, look, I'm going to change, come right down the handle on this 7-iron. Still going to try and hit target. So strike felt pretty much in the same place as anywhere else it was. And I delivered a 1.2 degrees toe-ended up lie. So nowhere near as toe-ended up. Well, it shouldn't be toe-ended up. If I'm coming down the grip in theory, that would make it more toe-ended down. That's me trying to find my delivery position around that different holding of the club, changing the way I stand, delivering that club, feeling like it's a bit lower because I know I'm down the club. It's a dynamic change that I'm making through lots of experience of playing off different lies in different situations. This is an interesting lesson, one that I do with loads of students when they come, and it kind of blows their head off a bit because they just think, it kind of opens their mind up to see how much more creative they need to be with their practice, and how it's so much more about them understanding what they deliver than trying to hit the perfect position. So you've got to remember, I mean, I could have what people call a completely imperfect grip, so really, really weak grip here. And my objective, if I'm going to hit target, is still going to be to try and deliver sweet spot lies, everything else, to try and hit that target around what I bring. So I've changed the lie here to 4 degrees toe-ended up. So pointing the loft of the club in my delivery more left, because I know my grip is going to make me feel like I've got a face always more open to a path. I've learned that through the years. You guys are all out there trying to learn the perfect positions. Try learning some of these kind of intricacies of delivery, and your games, you're playing on the course. The amount of questions I get where they say I can hit the ball well on the range but not on the course will start to disappear. They'll get less. This is one of the biggest factors for not playing well on the course and hitting the ball quite well on that sterile environment on the range. So give that a practice, guys. Got a little friend visiting us there. Give that a practice. Let me know how it goes. Post comments down below if you like the videos. Remember, subscribe to the channel. As always, lots of people out there watching who are not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. YouTube likes it. Speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more videos. Find me on Instagram at Crossfield Mark. Also on Twitter at 4golfonline. Find me on Facebook, Mark Crossfield. Thanks for watching. Post comments as always, and see you soon.